Ish. Okay, let's talk about the Philippines. First of all, Gia de Guzman is playing today. She was cleared by the doctors yesterday to train and playing today. How big is that? Let's start there first.
Well, Gia Morado de Guzman is back for the national team after a few years, and she is now the leader of this Philippine squad after Alyssa Valdez unfortunately not being able to be part of this squad for the AVC Cup 2022. And napakarami niyang connections with a lot of the Team Philippines spikers. So malaking tulong ito si Gia Morado de Guzman, and hopefully hindi pa siya nababasa ng mga kalaban nila in this tournament.
I'd like to apologize in advance to our viewers kasi my facial reactions, because I'm watching the game right now between Philippines and China, and Gia does make a big difference. Na-mention mo kanina yung connection niya with all of the spikers there, and the leadership that the team sorely has been lacking. And right now, we've already seen Iran and Korea in action before. Sa palagay mo ba, with what you've seen from the Philippines, and now with Gia back on the side, fans should look forward to that matchup and hope that we can get better results there?
Iran muna. Sige, let's talk about Iran first.
Well, Iran earlier played against Vietnam and they lost in 3 straight sets. Wala silang set na lumagpas ng 20.
Yeah.
Yung isa nga yata, parang, was it 9 or 11 points yung third set yata? Which really surprised me. I thought this was going to be a longer match.
Yeah. And Philippines, when they went up against Vietnam 2 days ago, in that third set, we saw how they fought without Gia Morado de Guzman.
Correct.
And this time around, Gia is gonna play, and for sure, may hirapan itong Iran. I'm sure they can win this game. It's a winnable game for the Team Philippines, and I'm sure the connections between all of the spikers and Gia Morado de Guzman will be activated in that game against Iran. And of course, the younger Korean squad, I'm not expecting a lot from them, but for me, this is a forecast, no? Talagang mananalo ang Team Philippines against Korea.
Gusto ko may forecast na siya eh.
Yes.
I believe so
Yes.
too. Because again, this is not, as you and a lot of our great colleagues have said on TV during the coverage, this is not the same Korea team that they send in national. These are 17, 16, 15-year-olds even.
All in high school
diba?
still.
All in high school, trying to learn international volleyball. So, I'm sorry to say it, but we all assume that we're going to win that one regardless of how many sets.
Yeah.
So, pwede natin ibangko yun. Yung Iran yung tricky.
Yes.
Anong bentahan natin dyan sa Iran?
Well, if they win against Iran, they're gonna go up against Thailand because Japan defeated Thailand in 3 straight sets. But if they lose against Iran, they're gonna go up against Team Japan.
Yeah.
Of course, one of the stronger teams in this tournament, and of course, one of the top 10 teams in the whole world. So, ito medyo mahirap itong challenge na to for Team Philippines, no? Pero I think this is still a winnable game for Team Philippines, especially with Gia Morado de Guzman around. And of course, Coach Sherwin Meneses is also back tonight.
Tama.
So, malaking tulong yun, no? Na yung strategies nila as a cohesive unit, madadagdag yun in the next games for Team Philippines.
We always talk about yung leadership ni Gia. Of course, Coach Sherwin also brings a level of composure para dito sa Team Philippines. When you look at yung impact nila, how do you expect yung progression natin in terms of like yung performances from what we've seen in Vietnam to right now what we're seeing against China, where we're actually putting up a fight dito sa first set? Do you feel na we're going to appreciate more yung impact nila sa team na to?
Coach Sherwin, first and foremost, very experienced in the international arena. Actually, part siya ng men's volleyball national team coaching staff, assistant coach ni Coach Dante. So, very familiar siya with the type of play that Asian teams play. When it comes to women's volleyball naman, 2 championships under his belt. Just this year, being the head coach of Creamline. And of course, kilalang-kilala niya na yung buong team, yung lahat ng players ng Creamline Cool Smashers, and they are representing our country in this AVC Cup 2022. I'm sure alam niya kung paano pa iikutin yung players niya. Alam niya kung kailan lumalamig yung players niya inside the court. So these things, the small things matter for Team Philippines. And I'm sure magmamatter ito in the next coming games, especially against Iran and Korea.
I have a controversial question, Ish.
Yes, shoot.
Na pinag-usapan namin with somebody that I will not name today. So, we're playing 3 straight games starting today. China, we're behind by 2 or 3 right now in the first set. We have Iran, we have South Korea. Now, we can say that Korea, malaking chance natin manalo dyan. Iran, we're right there. We think we can beat them. That's two wins that we can get. how do we treat this China game? Do we, because China, obviously, they're the powerhouse team and all that. If I were to ask you, how do we treat this China day? And I'm not suggesting at all magpatalo.
Yeah.
I'm not that. I'm just saying, how do we treat it knowing that we have 3 straight days of competition?
I think they should still go all out.
Okay.
Para matakot yung Iran.
Ah,
I mean, the
that's a
mindset
great
should
point.
be, for Iran, no? We were defeated today by Vietnam. And Team Philippines, napahirapan nila yung Vietnam nung Monday.
Right.
And of course, mapapaisip yung Iran, this is a different Team Philippines as opposed to the Team Philippines that we played against 7 years ago, under
Right,
23,
right.
with Jaja Santiago, with Eliza Valdez, with Risa Sato.
Right.
Ang talagang natira na lang si Gia Morado de Guzman.
Right.
We have a totally different squad this time around and di pa nila nababasa itong players na to. Galing ng championship itong Cream and Cool Smashers, representing us in this AVC Cup 22. May hirapan yung Iran na magkaroon ng mindset na kaya natin itong bugbugin.
Great
I think
point.
the mindset would be lalaban itong Team Philippines and mas mape-pressure sila and we are the host nation this time around and added pressure yun for Team Iran.
I like how Ish did not shy away from the hard question.
That's why you're paid the big bucks.
Incredible. And of course, when you look at what Team Philippines is doing right now at this very moment and at the same time with the schedule ahead of them, you can't help but feel more excited.